Yo, what's up? I think we can take it as a fact that we won't have any Aurora left. So there are a couple of decks I want to try out. Uh, so yeah, there are a couple of decks I want to try out. And I think one of the biggest winners has to be Azalea. So I think Azalea is in a pretty good spot. I think I'm going to try out Fang. Florian is probably the biggest winner. Florian will be the new boogeyman for this ProQuest season. So there are a couple of things I want to try out. I want to see if Fang can actually be a deck now that Aurora is not around and he won't get outvalued left and right. I want to try out if Jarl is actually a deck and has a chance to combat Florian. And I think Azalea is still... I'll try out the Battle Hardened Kasai deck. I checked that out as well. I think that was my next point. I want to try out Kasai as well. I'm not so sure what's the game plan with Florian, but let's check out the deck. Andrew Rothmel, Kasai of the Golden Suns, Battle Hardened Minneapolis. I love the fact that LSS is doing instant responses right now. So, Andrew Rothmel. Let's look him up in FaB because it's easier to copy. Yeah, I love that feature so much as well. Yeah, I agree. Yo, what's up, Pickle? Not mine, public. Nice. So I'm really looking forward, Ice Cobra, when the gem, the database they have is going to reach the level of FaB, and we're going to instantly have everything in there. FaB still is a super important tool. I don't think it will completely ever get in the spot of FaB, but it's super interesting. Now 8 copies of Draw Swords. Oh my freaking god. Andrew, what are you cooking? Andrew. This is a masterpiece. He tries to use gold to draw swords every turn. Don't pay for sabers. Okay. Yeah, let's give it a go. Okay, we are not running sigils, so we need to be aggressive. On the defense reaction package, we have like 4 copies. I guess we try to get as aggressive as possible. Okay, that was a matchup I really wanted to try out. Yo, what's up, Pook? I guess we do respect the Florian enough to lose the gold. So I can I can super respect him and simply go like that in case they are fatigue. In case they are OTK. I think that's what we're supposed to do. I don't want to run defense reactions into Florian. And I think our deck blocks good enough. Work, yeah, nice. Yeah, that was a good call because a lot of people have started running fatigue lists. OTK lists, and keep calling them fatigue, it's not fatigue. Oh my god, what an opener. Tome, Saber, run through, hit and run, Saber, whatever, Arsenal the secrets. And I have two floating for whatever I draw. No, it's Puck, it's the list from Andrew Rothermel. He won the Battle Hardened in Minneapolis. I'm simply running his deck. I have no idea how he sideboards. I have a video was probably not the best draw here. I mean, I guess we can cast in the hit and run. I mean, getting a blue was my only punish and my only incentive for me to want to remove the seduce secrets from my starting hand. But you know, we have something. We have 15 blues. I will have a hit and run in Arsenal. My cards will be cheap. No, I won't have a hit and run in Arsenal. I don't know if I will get a vigor, but if we miss here, what are we looking for? I think I'm simply looking for. This is basically a Blade Runner. I think I'll keep both of them. It has a go again and it has an extender, so I don't think I need to ask for much more. Again, we are expecting to draw 5 cards. All weapons will be free. I really hope we leak at least one here, because if we leak even one and we don't get the draw swords, we don't need the blue to operate. Again, we should pay close attention to the yellow-red count in our graveyard. So currently we have effectively 2 yellows, so we are missing 2 reds. I think in these kind of defensive matchups, we don't want to simply spam the activation of Kasai. That makes a lot of sense. Yellow reduced to Rune Sand, so that will be a really rough matchup. And it's good play from opponent, plays around Command and Conquer. I don't mind getting the Grasp. Draw swords. And I don't think we can block the Scepter this turn. Yeah, I think we need to take the 1. So seduce, target opponent. So they have an Autumn stats in the top of their deck, and they have Channel, Blade, Germinate, sink below. So only a single D react. They have a single defense reaction. So I'm definitely playing the slice and dice. The question is, am I playing the draw swords? I think I want to attempt to have one draw effect every turn. So I think even though it's pitch inefficient, I think I'm supposed to play this turn with run through. And hopefully leak 2 damage to get 2 vigors. Okay, run through, blade flurry. Oh, sorry, undo. So they have a blade that they don't really care about. They already blocked with channel and they have a germinate. Germinate mainly threatens the scepter. Our second sword will swing for a lot. The saber will be 2, 4, 7. So I don't think I want to activate bracers. I don't think I want to activate bracers here. Because going up to 8... Oh, no, going up to 8 is actually important. Oh, they use the sink below here. Okay, that's much easier. That's a much cleaner decision. I don't mind that, because that's not blockable before 6. They need to use equipment here. Oh, unless they have a D-React in Arsenal. Yeah, so that we could aggressively use Kasai here, but the D-React in Arsenal really screws us up. Okay. Okay, so again we open the turn with draw swords. Slice and dice. Here we can get hit by Purgatory, so I think again I don't want to activate Kasai. We have a lot of damage, but I don't want to trade the free Kasai here. Currently we have 4 yellows, 4 reds. We have a pretty good count. Yeah, that looks like a Purgatory. And now that we have forced the opponent to use a lot of his defensive cooldowns, I think this is a good spot now to start activating Kasai. I mean, they went in great lengths to prevent our not so important hit effects the whole game, but they play defensive deck, they want the game to drag out, they don't want to give me easy silver and vigor and make my life easier. But that's the good thing. I mean, it really depends on how much Florian will... how popular Florian is going to be. First vigor of the game, yay! I can keep a blue swords in Arsenal and block here, but I'm sacrificing my spoils of war. But reducing his clock is not the most irrelevant thing I've ever heard. I guess in this matchup I would prefer to be running Tunic. Yeah, I don't think it was worth it to try and push damage with the random blue draw swords. I have a blue. I don't have a go again here. I can use hit and run for the go again, so I think we'll take the one here. We'll go down to 38. I think I prefer to pitch the trot along. Set up a blue blade runner. Yeah, I think we're setting up a blue blade runner. I really want to try out and set up a turn with where I want to activate Kasai, but I'm getting a lot of blues. So maybe I should save in the swing and try to play the turn with Blade Runner. I think that's better. And try to save in the swing. I need a hand with a draw and not a lot of expensive cards afterwards and a bunch of red and yellows in order to actually leak some damage and regain somewhat tempo of this game. We are in this very weird situation where they use their equipment early to get the edge, and they have managed to maintain the edge in this game. I still think we are in a good spot though. This is probably a rough matchup, but still. And I mean, this list hasn't been updated yet. Maybe you can run stuff like Poison the Well. It's not like it's going to be super relevant in this matchup. Yeah, that's a D-React. Okay, that's more like it. I guess we're popping both the draw swords. Okay, that's a really good spot to attempt to do stuff. I think I will pitch the Skirmisher for the Outlander. That was a bit unlucky, but I think I'll pitch the Skirmisher for the Outlander. So let's start by activating Kasai. I don't have a lot of yellows. I shouldn't be too greedy with that. The reason we wanted to do that now was because they have no arsenal. we have a reaction to protect our hit effect. That's coming for 5. 5 is a good number, so we will hit with Kasai here apparently. Nice. No, I don't want the vigor. And another sword. Even a yellow here would actually generate some vigors, which would be great. So we have a gold. Have a gold floating around. I don't think we have any relevant payoff for the gold, right? Okay. Oh no, cancel. I swear, warriors are gonna get a brilliant expansion set next, and card next set, and it's going to be the meta again. I wish that's the case. Yeah, I mean, warriors. For warriors, it's been a long time since they had any, you know, good. Good lives. I think it's been since heavy hitter. So that's a great spot to draw. Oh, I don't have go again. That was super silly, maybe. We got the hit and run, so I don't complain. This is a good spot to activate Kasai. I have one more activation saved. And we have a reaction and we swing for a lot of damage. I think that's a good spot to Kasai. The problem in this matchup is that I feel like we can even get fatigued. So the main thing here is that we want to get rid of their germinates and their channels. That's the main cards they use to. Okay. That's the main cards they use to actually leak a lot of damage. Getting pinged for 1 is fine during the first cycle. Sure. Yeah, I think trading the dirge for a gold token, I would even actively do this trade. I don't mind them trading a dirge for a gold token. The gold tokens aren't relevant. But maybe we should be running the allies in this matchup, I have no idea. So your weapon attacks get +1, if they're greater than twice, they get go again. So yeah, draw swords. I think I'm simply pitching for the value, so skirmish senses. I don't have a reaction to protect my activation, so I will bank the 2 activations I have. Hopefully at least one of our 2 attacks will go through though, in order to pitch the blood on your hands. The first one is coming for 8, the second one is coming for 3. Okay, that's good. Yes, I'm making a vigor. So I guess they don't really want to block. So do I want to cast in the 1 damage or do I want to threaten the second vigor? I think I think they're not going to block. I think they want to play a channel or a germinate. So I think I will threaten the second vigor here. Okay, that was good. Channel, incantation, sigil, wand. Okay, they don't have an arsenal. That's the first channel they play, so it's somewhat fine. So the main question here is, do I pitch the run through to play the draw swords? Or do I pop the gold? I think I prefer to play the draw swords here. We don't have a lot of damage here, so I'm definitely playing Unsheathed. I think I want to threaten with spoils as well. I think I want to ask for 3 cards. Maybe 4. So currently I'm swinging for 3, 5, 7, and I can get it up to 9 into 2. I guess I should keep the spoils of war and simply use the Blade Runner. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, so I definitely want to activate Kasai. But I won't activate the spoils of war because I don't have a good enough hand. Block for 3, block for 4, makes a lot of sense. So here I'm asking for either chest, boots, or them not activating channel. Okay, that's fine. That's pretty fine. Nice. Okay, these are the type of hands we want, but we won't draw. So I guess we want to pop a gold here. We don't need the hidden run. That's a very good arsenal. And here I think I'm activating everything. We have a lot of damage here. The problem was that if I knew they were on the OTK list, I would probably side in the Warriors. The Warriors and Crown of Dominion, and maybe run a Being Brave Forge or something. But that's the problem. That's the really big problem when you play versus Florian, that you can't really know what they're doing. So you need to have a sideboard plan that's both good into the OTK version and the traditional one. It is a good idea to attempt to go off here. Okay, and finally our blood on her hands are super active now. Does it give Florian even have a better matchup spread than the regular? So the main decks that it's much better, it's the mirror match, which is quite important, okay? Sure. That's coming for 6, I block 5. And I can keep a yellow to pop a turn. Or do I simply block everything out? I think I simply block everything out. Yeah, so the main deck that it's much better, it's Nu and the mirror match. And I would say both of them are quite important. The reason I don't love OTK Florian in this current meta is that it's much worse into Prism. And I think one of the strongest aspects of Florian right now is the fact that he's very good into Prism. And I guess Florian has a slightly better matchup into Fang. The OTK version has a much better chance into Fang, maybe. Pop the gold. Slice and dice. Seath. Senses. Activate Kasai. Swing. I don't think I care about the vigor. I think I simply need to be aggressive here. Blade. If they have a failing here, we lose the game. If they don't have a failing, I think we won. Hello Giorgos, love your streams, have learned a lot. I really... Thanks a lot for the kind comments. I really love the fact that you're enjoying this. Do you think this Kasai build can build Florian Verdans? To be honest, I'm not so sure. I don't think Kasai is the best positioned deck to deal with Earth Heroes. But in general, warriors should be able to find a way to combat the Earth heroes, because the Earth heroes in general, mainly Florian, really wants to get the full value out of blocking, you know. They want to be constantly getting that 4 values in block, you know. That's what makes their turn cycle better. So if you can respond a lot, and a lot of times you have these weird numbers like 7 and 5 and 6 and 2, and you know, and they can't cleanly block, that should be really annoying for them. Interesting decision point. Yeah, I'm not so sure about the hit and run here, but I really do not like the fact that I can use a card and they can simply use the last remaining block of bark skin and not lose an extra card. Because while here I'm always asking for a card, if I play this, I'm most likely asking for a card in the bark skin of the Millennium Tree. So what I'm really hoping to achieve is actually get tempo at some point. I'm really afraid of getting fatigued here. I'm super afraid of getting fatigued, because if they can attack every single turn, I think we have a problem, but this is fine. Okay, that was exactly what we wanted to happen. So, should I pop the gold or should I draw swords? I think I should draw swords. I think I should draw swords. Perfect. Traditionally, warriors beat guardians. That's true. That's true. But Florian is not exactly a guardian now, is he? Ah. Let me activate Kasai first. Declined. Sure. Okay, they go down to 1. Do I care to draw? I don't think I do. Oh, that's good. I wanted to opt with Ophidia before using the gold. Hmm. If they can heal, that's a disaster. So let's check the numbers of Fruits of the Forest they have, because they just pitched 1 copy. There is 1 in the graveyard, 1 pitched, So they should still have a copy of Fruits of the Forest, so I think I need to open with Hit and Run. I think I'm supposed to do it here to ask for an extra card. Ability. Do they have another attack? Well, after seeing this game, I think our opponent made a lot of questionable decisions. So if this matchup ends up being like that, I don't love the position Kasai is in this matchup. It's really hard for her to play around all of these defense reactions. We most likely didn't play perfectly the setups of the coppers. Maybe we should have attempted to set up a bigger turn. And that was our main mistake. But it looks like a really hard matchup to navigate for Kasai. But I'm guessing that this list was still built with Aurora in mind, right? Yeah, probably that list was built with somewhat Aurora in mind. So maybe without Aurora, maybe you do have some sideboard slots to cut. Like that's all you got. Florian and Verdance can always switch to the OTK plan, and the Guardians and Warriors cannot do that much about it. That's true. Happy for You just isn't ready to play versus Gasai. Oh no, no expansion slot. But any Majestics? At least we got a good draft card from Whittle the Bone Red. That's a stacked pack, it also has a red diced. let's remake the game. Let's open a pack. We still sniped happy for you. No expansion slot, any good majestics. Oh, take up the mantle and foil trot along. That's nice. Mirror match, huh? Let's see. No one wants to play into Kasai. Okay, so I also want to build a Fang deck. Azalea is still good, but I'm struggling a bit with Prism as Azalea. I still consider her pretty solid though. We can also build a Jarl. Nu is in a decent position, but I don't love as Nu having to face Florian. I made some changes to the list I can show you guys, but I don't feel... Nu is definitely a deck that will see a lot of wins during this ProQuest season, but I don't feel super confident into her. The Florian OTK matchup is horrible, the normal Florian is bad as well. It's still a powerful deck, but struggling with the best deck is never a good option. And regarding Guardian, maybe Victor is still solid and Victor has the best matchup into Prism. But can you ever, as Victor, beat Florian? You're still broken at ProQuest because people lose by themselves in the U. That's a good thing in general with Nu. But, you know, in maybe the first rounds you're going to play with some more casual players, but, you know, the more the tournament progresses, most of the time, you know, the local good players are good enough. So if they are playing decks that, you know, are good into you, that's a really rough spot to be in. And you know, our local ProQuests have like something like 40, 45 people. And there is at least, you know, more than half of them are quite seasoned players. Might stack, get those 3 remembrances in there and get your gold veins back. That's not a bad idea. That's honestly not a bad idea. The problem with Victor into the OTK Florian is that versus Florian, it's really hard to play the game because they simply outvalue you. Because whenever they can play a turn to do something like pass, whenever they do that, it's really, really bad for you. Because most of the time you don't have many tools to cash in that value. And it's not like you can arsenal the classes. I mean, I think Victor needs a hyper aggro meta to actually shine, and this meta is not it. This meta is not the spot for Victor. You see, no extreme, no fear should be added to the deck. I learned that the hard way. Yeah, as KO, you have a pretty good matchup now that blessings are no longer around. Yo, what's up, Hamis? Oh, Reinar. That's interesting. Kasai wins what exactly? But yeah, Lord Pickle, the Kaio matchup is actually quite favored for you, but the no fears really help. I think we need to be super aggressive in this matchup. They add the Raisin armies in case they are fatigued. I'll add a single copy. I'll add a single copy. Round 0 Gorganian Tome again. Okay, they look like they are on an aggressive list, so let's have a look at their hand first. Target opponent. So they have a Pummel, CNC, Barraging Beatdown, and CNC. So we need to attack, and their top card is Splatter Skull. Yeah, we need to attack. They simply block with CNC. Then I think we need to attack like all-in attack. I need to get rid of the cards in their hand. I can't give them a CNC. I can't give them a CNC Pummel turn. And the good thing here is that if they keep the Pummel and the CNC in their hand, I'm simply going to play their Iron Song response and leak 3 damage. We know they don't have a defense reaction. Okay, they blocked with Pummel, so that makes things much easier. That makes things much easier. Okay, I'm fine with this trade. I'm super fine with this trade. Because what we gained from that interaction was even though we gave them a mulligan and now we have no information in their next hand, right now we got 2 yellows in the graveyard. Because, you know, and I guess that's a good burdens of the past. Mate, I'm not running defense reactions. I think we simply want to do value things. My next turn is draw sword, sharpen, so I don't really need the sharpen through. So I can either block for the value and arsenal the random card I draw. But if I get a blue, it's disaster. I think we need... If we are playing warrior into brute, so what we want to do is simply play the value game as much as possible. So I won't play off the bad or the off chance of getting a blue. I need to play the value game in this matchup. Okay. Draw swords. Yeah, then that was perfect. Get a sharpened steel. Sing saber. Sure. Okay. Okay, we have a Sastern. Intimidate. I'll block now that I can block, so I simply need the yellow and the spoils of war. So I'm simply blocking 6 here. Gets a 6 of scab skin, swing big for 8. I'll block. They will definitely attack again, so I think I should block here actually. Have a yellow. I think I should keep... I think it's more important to attack back. Let's take the 8. They got a 6 in scab skin. We should respect that. Hmm. I can pop the gold here, or I can simply saber. I think I should simply saber and cantrip the grains. Mm-hmm. I think I want to play the draw swords next turn. Do I want to play the draw swords? No, I think I shouldn't keep a second response. I think I should block the response here. Maybe we need the defense reactions into Reinar, and I over. The problem with Reinar is that sometimes I'm expecting, the weird thing about Reinar is that you want to be able to play an aggressive game into them. So if they're into this more traditional aggressive list, it's easy to get outvalued. But at least here we get a quicken. I'll get a quicken. I think I'll pop the gold as well. Yeah, what is this? Sigh. Okay. Yes. Brave words. Okay. That's probably game over. I'll definitely block with. I think I want to draw sword. No, I think I should pop a gold. So I'm still blocking with these two cards, yeah. Sure. So currently they are attempting to play Reinar like they're playing Kayo, which is interesting, but they are not Kayo and they do not have the damage output to do that, I think. I don't think I need the Unsheath, I simply need the run through. I really don't need the hit and run. Mm. Raise face. I think I should do the value block here. That feels like a pummel, but we have gained a significant advantage this game for it not to matter so much. So I'm going to send packing. Sure. Block 1. I mean, they played around all game. They lost a lot of value turn cycle by playing around that. So even though that's a blow, I still think we're in a good spot. If Seduce Secrets could block here, or if it was a defense reaction, it would be much better. Maybe versus Brute, I'm supposed to simply run a more defensive cell. I think I do draw swords. Okay, I'll take the 6. Oh, and they have a claw, sure. I think I'm getting blocked with equipment this turn, so I don't think I can keep the senses. Slice and dice. Activate Kasai. It's not a good card to have in hand while at 8. Mighty Wind Up for 6. Sure. Agile Wind Up for 7. Okay. Pop the gold. Sith looks fine. Are we playing the Blade Runner? I think we are. Because now they can't block with a single non-attack and go down to 1. But otherwise they need to double block, and if they double block, I can simply not respect their next turn. Draw swords, keep the go again. I don't need that though, because I'm going to draw swords and unsheath. So I don't really need that one, but I can simply block with draw swords because it's better for later. I think that was a textbook brute warrior game. They made the cold read of having an unplayable card in Arsenal, which was correct. But they were forced to play the game in a way where they don't value, and we can operate with 2 cards every turn. Sometimes we can even operate with 1. To be honest, I think we were slightly unlucky in the way we drew our cards. And remember that in this game we were running 0 defense reactions. And we still and that's probably a Reiner problem. I mean, the hero power forced me to sideboard weird, and they got me off guard to the fact that they were playing an aggressive deck. But it still didn't matter, because I could still block with 2+ cards every turn and still keep them down while repairing the Dynamo. And now we are at 5 and we have blocked at least 4 times with Dynamo this game. So it's super easy for us to play around the D-React, I mean. Yay, we got bad-mannered. I mean, they got a bit annoyed that they never managed to play a Bloodrush Bellow turn. I mean, if they had a Bloodrush Bellow turn, it would be quite different. Obviously. But that's the problem with running Pulping. I mean, they have a lot of misses, and they play the Pulpings, they play the Wild Rides. It's not... once it's gonna happen, but it was, I guess, really sad to the fact that they had 2 6-power cards and they drew this card with the Bloodrush Bellew. But I also think that even if that didn't happen and they had a normal turn, this game would be quite different if we had the sideboard with a bit more respect to the mid-range Reiner list. Let's open a pack while we wait for talishar to realize that this game is over. Expansion slot, I need a dagger. Oh, we have an expansion slot. Give me Mark Dagger! Oh! Dragon Scaler Flight Path. That's the second legendary I open in this case. What a great card. Please give us Draw My Back, Mr. White. Any good Majestics? Yeah. Okay, I think we can move on from Warrior now and check out something like Jarl or Fang. I think we can make a Jarl list. It's been too much time. Aura Prism! Oh my freaking god, James. I can't play this hero. I can't beat this hero. I have no idea how this hero works. Play it and then it will be easy to beat it, okay. Let me snatch the list from Gregory. list has been effectively snatched. My win rate against Prism exploded after I played 150 games of Prism. Yeah. So, Elnor, Gregory is that mudlove that always tries to have Iris as a sideboard plan, so I have no idea how that works. But let's check it out. What is this card? What is this freaking card? No. I think I'm going to go first. They just left. Should we play Auras? Let's play Auras actually and see how this goes. Heralds is probably better into new, but let's play Auras. Auras into new is so... Don't even block until you get to 10 HP and then just overwhelm them, yeah. I really hope that people won't play Prism. I really hope that people won't play Prism. And that it's going to be completely unplayable because of Florian. But that's the problem with illusionist players. They always try to find a way to play their freaking hero. No one wants to play us today for some reason. No one wants to play with us. Illusionist players don't care, just like assassin players. You should know that. Oh, Arachne. Up. I still want to go first. Let's play Auras. Let me play some Auras. Let me be that evil guy that plays Merciful Retribution. You can see that no one wants to play us. No one wants to play into Prism. Everyone wants to play... Okay. Oh my god. Poor soul. Poor Riptide. This guy is a hero. If he actually stays, this guy is my hero. Getting the full talishar Prism experience. I feel like it's the same with Kano. He left. uh, okay. Uh, that's an interesting matchup. I don't think not having library is really bad, but at least that's relevant feedback for Gregory. Average poppers is somebody who is willing to play use at least 10. I think there will be some relevant info if because I can see that Gregory is not running library at the moment. So maybe you need the high roll of library to win. I mean, isn't library simply better than invoke Suraya? I have no idea. Prism is by far my less played hero. I used to play Prism like a year ago or something, and I was running snatches. Because my genius brain was like, okay, I yellow herald or something, they pop. Gentangelo, actually, I started Flesh and Blood with Kano. So I've played a lot of Kano. Not in the last 2.5 years, but I've played a lot of Kano. Cranial Cross. I think that's a good way to send to the bottom Suraya. Missed your golden age. They have no AB, so it's weird if they're planning to go on the So they most likely won't attempt to fatigue me, but they entered the game with 70 plus cards. I think I can actually attack once, because I will have a Spectral Shield. Yeah, I think I block once. I don't need to block for 2. And I think Simmers is much more important, so I will try to play Simmers on a turn where I have something else to develop, because I don't really care about passing Mirage. Don't clash, don't clash, don't clash, don't clash. So I guess in the Aurora, the Aura deck, I guess what's really important is how I get cards in my soul. Yeah, playing a single aura every turn is not how you win this matchup. Because now they can just get a passing Mirage and have literally nothing to do in my turn. Oh. Get Tunic. That seems like a Pummel. Loses Simmers. I mean, I can simply not block. I won't block. Yeah. So I think I want to maintain some life. And that also leaves the Simmers in my deck. Take the 6. That was a good interaction because now I got my second card in Soul. And I am one turn ahead in the Aura shenanigans. Where are the 4 Costoras? Hello, hello deck, hello. Genesis, Merciful, hello. The fact that they are not running Crown makes it much easier for me. Not be afraid. I see you're the fan police now. it wasn't me, Panther. I promise it wasn't me. Hamish asked for Prism. Hamish asked for Aurora Prism. I'm not to blame. You hide the dark path now. I've booked paths to Bologna. Nice. Nice. We'll see you there. I love that reclass. I love that reclass. I'll see you. Panther, I'll see you in Bologna. I don't have a deck to play yet. I mean, it's a new format. I don't think anyone has a deck. You travel to Hamburg? I'm still thinking about it. I'm still thinking about it. Seven face? Sure. Hamburg will probably... I really don't know if I'll be working in that time period. And I really want to see how the rest of the events are going to go. Like if I do well in Bologna and stuff. But I really don't like missing European callings. Quicken is huge here. Monage BH and Hamburg calling. I mean, I guess this could be a hell of elimination, draw a billion cards turn. I have literally seen 0 auras. I won't cast in the 5 life here. I think it's a bit too greedy. Bye-bye Simmers. Tunic. Oasis. I'll wait for the tunic to resolve. So do they always have also have a sink below? I mean, I will trade the sink below for an angelic wrath blue. Okay. I should probably fetch an erudition. I will ask for a pop, I think. They use the balance, sure. I think I can ask for a pop. And pay to get the action point. Play his bending. Or I can attack. No, I think I should simply attack. I think I should simply attack. We finally reached the point where I never want to block. Cranial face. Block. I mean, I can take the 8. I won't be able to draw cards, huh? I can triumph. I think I should maintain life here. I don't think there is any reason not to maintain life. I think I'm simply throwing a Herald of Triumph and I'm happy with my life. Because now we have somewhat choked them of resources. And also this game is not going to fatigue. As expected, I'll get a protection. Final. I think I'm supposed to take the hit here. I'm supposed to take the hit. Can I... And pop Halo of Illumination, actually. I need to block with a single card. Okay. So I think I want to begin my turn with Halo. Why do I need to Halo for the resources mainly? Do I? No, yeah, no, I need it to be a Herald. Whatever, fetch a Figment of War. Flip Erudition. Attack with Erudition. Yes. We're not classing though. So now all I need is a single card every turn. All I need is a single card. That looks like a pummel. Oh. I can sentinel. Okay, so I think I steal erudition here simply to flip, simply to awaken. Or play merciful. Play merciful or awaken. I think I prefer to awaken here. Yeah, I'll calming gesture. And I will awaken the war. Seven, okay. Sure, and I guess I will attack with erudition again. I have 6 resources, 2 and 4, 6, yeah. I guess I can even use the gold. Yeah, okay. And I think I can even awaken protection. It's somewhat free. Uh, sure, pop Arclight Sentinel. I don't think I will ever need to attack with erudition this game. Or this Herald. So... yeah, forgo again. Another 12 is not good, play more Auroras. Yes. You are correct. Imagine caring about lethal. Mate, I embrace the Prism gameplay. I embrace the Prism gameplay. You don't want to win the game, you want the opponent to lose. George, why is Gregory not running library? You don't need library in the Aura plan. You spin yourself with Merciful. Lots of blues in Aura plan, I guess. Oh, so because you have a lot of blues, library won't trigger, huh? I see. Yeah, because we have 14 and we add 9 more. We go up to 23. This is triggering my PTSD. Probably never played Iris, okay? Okay, it's time. Oh, Betsy! Someone is watching FaB Chaos. We can't beat this deck. We can't beat this deck. We can't beat this deck. There is literally no way we can beat a Betsy. Betsy is our direct counter. The matchup is completely unplayable. I think we're just wasting time here. Okay, they are on the Anyathos build. That's different. That build is not that great. I think I want to be greedy. I will take 3 damage to develop a Figment of Protection. Do I want to take 3 damage to develop a Figment of Protection? I guess not. I guess not. I guess that's somewhat fine because it gives me a direction of what they want to achieve this game. If they attack me or they attack the shelter. You know when Guardian is in good spot, when stand ground is the boots of choice. Diaz is cooking, mate. Let him be. Let him be. Drink them under the table. Oh, drink them under the table. Sentinel achieves nothing here, right? I think I simply overpitch and develop the haste bending. But maybe I can kick away the Sentinel because they will keep attacking my auras. But Sentinel gives me protection to their shenanigans, and at some point I will want to play Sentinel. And all I need is a way to get a card in Arsenal. No, I think I'll keep the aura. I'll keep the aura. I'll try to be super aggressive and keep the second aura. Perfect hand. Perfect, perfect. If only we had a Sentinel. Rolling Fissure! Rolling Fissure destroyed. I told you this game is beyond unplayable. Are they what? If they Wagger, I can't block. Hmm. By giving them a gold, what happens? I mean, I can simply take the hit. I need to think this through. They run attacks in blues. I can Halo for... I can Halo for Triumph. Give it -1, 8. We block 5 and 4. I think that's what I'm supposed to do. I don't want to give it for free. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we keep a Spectral Shield and we play a Passing Mirage. And we get the tokens. I don't know how relevant the tokens are. I have a Might and a Vigor. Okay. Make a Surge. Hammer the Passing, okay. I guess I can pop the gold. Why not attack for 4 and play the Aura? I have no idea. Rounds, okay. They won both of them. So they get a bunch of tokens. Okay, that will most likely... Oh, it's 7, right? And I can kick away the Sentinel. I think I'm simply chilling and wait for my Genesis and Mercifuls. I can play double Aura here, right? Yeah, I can play double Aura. I think that's what I'm supposed to do. So I should play the Merciful now to deal with an Arcane. Yeah, I have no reason not to. I don't love being with a Pierce Reality in Arsenal, with a Soul Shield in Arsenal. But we don't need to overcommit to this Merciful. Maybe we just need a few cards in Soul. Because now we know we will have a turn. Rolling Fissure, okay. And they paid for 4 to get rid of the Merciful. Sure, I guess. Okay. They get rid of Merciful. Oh, they get rid of both of them. Then you may destroy Seismic Surge to repeat the process, okay. Ah, they got rid of Merciful first and they got rid of Pierce Reality. Okay. I think I can still play a double Aura. And that's the third rolling fissure. Okay. And you're passing the turn. They can. I don't think they can attack. I don't think there is any way they can attack here. But I got a card in Soul, didn't I? Where are the Mercifuls? Where are the Mercifuls? Whenever an aura on attack action you control is destroyed. Yeah. I don't think we can finish the game. We don't have a soul for some reason. Payback for last game. Talishar is like, no. No, Jotrick, don't do us like that. Jotrick, no. He paid for Talishar Premium. You wanted a fair game versus Betsy. Bonk them with Sentinel. Yo, Panos and Boo, thanks for the follow, mate. Welcome. It's our battle no soul for Prismet scam skin levels. Wow. I think this service would be insane. Yeah, I think I still want to pop the gold. What the hell is this hand? Okay, I think I need to pop that. What? It's second game in a row. It's turn 10 and I haven't drawn a single copy of... what am I even doing? And I haven't drawn a single copy of the 4-cost auras. By the way, played 2 Merciful Retribution. No. LFG Genesis. Block. If only we had Simmers on board this turn. Morgo again, no Phantasm. Thank you, Passing Mirage. No 4-cost auras, no soul. I think the talishar creator plays Guardian and is salty. I think one of the devs plays a lot of ninja. He only paid for the first few turns, not the super premium battle pass. That's coming for 10 wager, huh? Yeah, okay. I think it's time to manually add some cards in soul. Guess we bonk them. Or go again, no Phantasm. No, no Chapu. No Chapu, no Chapu. That smells like a Pamel. Oh no, that's simply wager. 3, 5, 3, 4, 8. We take 3. So that's fine. Yeah, they can't pummel. Invoke Suraya. Do I actually invoke Suraya here? I guess I do. I don't think I care to banish a light for 1 life. Yeah, and I think it's a good thing to actually invoke Suraya because now we have a target for rebirth. When it attacks a hero, discard a card, draw a card. If I get pummeled, I will start crying. Um, I guess I can block with a card, and if I get pummeled, I play the Figment. I can still simply play the Figment. But I won't advance, that way I won't advance the Genesis. Okay. Choose a card to discard, bye bye Pierce Reality. Okay. 4. 4. No, no, Chapu. CNC. I'm not dead to the 6, right? There is no way I'm blocking that. I think we simply take the 7 and we give them the tokens. Okay. So bye bye Figment. Attack. I think attack play a Genesis. Yeah, I need to start asking for cards, I guess. I really hope we're not dead here. That's coming for 10 overpower. I think we're dead. We're dead if we get pummeled, but luckily we don't get pummeled. We block 8. We block 4. I need to use Vestige. 3, 4, we take 7, we're at 7. So I either lose Vestige or the Footstep. I think I need to use the Footsteps. Okay. Bye bye Herald. Bye bye Herald. I think I was maybe supposed to, because yeah, the next wager simply kills us. I was probably supposed to look for a... Okay, that's good. Okay. We block 5-7. So I don't think I can survive. I need to flip to play this one. I think we're simply dead. Yeah. Good game. Yes, yeah, they just realized they couldn't, they thought they could bet big probably with overpower for lethal. I mean, after they saw the ELS, they might still wanted to do the chapel, but it was at 1, overpower did nothing. I don't think my opponent did that with ill intent. I don't think they wanted to, after they saw the Sentinel, they wanted to change their line. It honestly made no sense at that spot to actually activate the Held. Because they couldn't trigger overpower. So, let's build a Jarl. Unlucky back for Aurora. Okay, I won't attempt to invent the wheel. I think the only way you can play Jarl right now is something like this. I mean, Elemental, Guardian, Super Ice, Super Pummel. Oh, excited. I want to build a Jarl as well. Got the armory, nice. So we run Okens, and that's pretty much it with the elemental cards. We will run 3 glacial footsteps. So now we want the earth ice cards. We will run the earth package. Frostfang, that's a maybe. We need to run the D-Reacts since we're running this package. I want to try out Red Winter's Bite. I guess we need the Summer's Fall for Florian to have a game plan. We can even run the blues, I guess. Plowonder. 2 copies of Blizzard on main deck. Autumn stats. What's your opinion about Iris Prism compared to regular Prism this meta, post Aurora? Well, I think you need to have a game plan into the Florian type of decks, because now, you know, in the Aurora meta, Aurora hard checked all the decks that could run a quadrillion 6 power cards, and now that's not the case. So you need to have a really solid game plan into these type of decks. Is that answer Iris Prism? It's a good thought process. It's a good thought process, but I don't think you need to be able to also have the aggressive package. You can't afford as Prism not run the Heralds. So the thing is that you either, versus the slower decks, go all in on auras, or you add some auras and still play Herald, and you are in a more heavy, in a more setup type of deck with library and heralds. Which of the two is better? I'm not sure. I mean, the meta is quite fresh. We don't have that much information yet. So both of the game plans from Prism, simply adding Merciful and Genesis into your Herald deck and committing half your sideboard for the Aura plan, both of these game plans seems legit. But what I'm pretty sure about is that there is no way you can go to a prop quest or something with the super dedicated aggressive Herald list that we've seen in London. I don't think you can afford to do that now. Like 12 red heralds, fractals, a lot of reprimands, red angel's wrath. I don't think you can do that now. So we need about 30 blue with this deck. We have our fruits, that's pretty staple. So the problem is how many cards we will needing to switch for new. That's one of our main concerns with this deck. We are obviously running Tunic. We are Chain of Prisoners, so we will run the AB package. Heart of Vice. Just the head. And the boots. Yeah. I guess in boots we need the earth ones, the rootbound carapace, in order to have access to one more earth card easily, because we are not Florian, unfortunately. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, what am I missing? I'm missing the headpiece. On headpiece, I guess Providence makes the most sense. We want to be able to kick away a bad fuse card. And we are at 38 main. We are adding commands. The biggest question is how many Pummels are we allowed to run? That's the biggest problem, because Pummel works great with CNC and Knock-and-Hold, etc., but it really works bad with Felling and Plow Under. So I'll leave them on maybe. We will most likely end up playing them, but we are adding the Spinals. Plume. Oh, you mean Plume of Evergrowth? Yeah, that makes sense. So we need a few more blues that no won't have access to. So I guess we can run Tiara Sander. I think we should run Tiara Sander. And let's count our elemental cards. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 earth cards. So that's 18. And we have 1, 2, 3, 9 ice cards. So we are in desperate mode of ice cards. So that means we need to add some copies of Frostfang. We need some more blue ice. Channel Mount Eisen. Polar Blast. I think we can afford to run 2 copies of Polar Blast. Do Titan Rampart get a sideboard slot? Yeah, that's true. We also need to have Titan. We don't have enough cards. Because we need Ice, Arena, we need the Stalagmite. So in which matchup, so we need to think a bit about the sideboards now. Is there any matchup? The main reason we are using Blessings is when faced versus Florian. So when faced versus Florian, we side in Sledge and Blessings. Is there any matchup that we are not using Sledge and we are not using Stalagmite in order to be using Blessings? I think, let's check the heroes. So, versus Assassin, I think we want Stalagmite and not Rampart. Because Rampart is not so big. I don't think I want to run Blessings into Assassins. So Assassins is a no. Azalea, I don't mind Blessings into Azalea. I don't mind. So Azalea is a decent consideration. Stalagmite is decent again in Azalea because you have some extra armor. But Rampart also is easier for you to close the game, and Blessing plays around their dominate. So I don't mind Rampart into Azalea. Versus Guardians we are playing Sledge. Versus Dash we want Stalagmite. Versus Warrior I think I still want Stalagmite. Warrior is a good consideration that maybe we want to play Blessings. But I guess not. Fine, I would go with Stalagmite, Funk. We can attempt to fatigue Funk, because otherwise it's going to be a horrible matchup. So I guess because of Funk, doesn't drill shot wreck Rampart. That's true. That's a good point. But I guess we can play around? No, I guess it's too much of a risk. Blessing, nice way to convert the whole hand for heroes that give tempo, that's true. So, where is it? I guess mainly because of Funk, we should be running Rampart. Funk, Dio. I can run. I can simply block Dio out though. And Blessings gives me a way to lose. Ira. Is Rampart good into Ira? I think Ira just wants the game to drag out. So I think versus Ira I want to run Sledge and Blessings. Not Rampart and Blessings. Apart from Funk, I don't see any matchup where it's justifiable to run Rampart. So I guess we don't need to run Rampart. Because Panther is correct. If we get hit by an early drill shot, our Rampart will go to the bin. I don't think I can afford to run 3 copies of Summer's Fall. My deck is already too big. I guess I can add the Winter's Bite, single Winter's Bite ready to the main deck. What other attacks can we run? I've seen a lot of people run yellow autumn stats. Yellow Fruits of the Forest makes a lot of sense, but Yellow Fruits of the Forest reduces a lot the total value of our deck, and I really don't like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Earth cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Summer's Fall is not really easy to get into graveyard though. I think we are good on the Earth package. And with Thighs, I don't think we should overcommit. I think Terra Sunder is good enough. So the question is now, as extenders, do we want the Pummels? Do we want Pummels as extender? Or do we want something like Icequake? So versus Florian, I would prefer to have access to Pummel because of the CNC interaction. Okay, I've done that before in Jarl. I think I'm just going to spread it out. And I will add a Quake. And that leaves us room for 4 defense reactions. Okay. I didn't pay much attention to how easy it is for us to trigger the Titan's Fist. So we have 1, 2, 3 with Blizzard, 4, 5. Half of our blues don't trigger Titan's Fist. So maybe we can't afford to run Summer's Fall blue. Maybe we need a 3 cost on blues. We need a non-guardian blue attack. We need a non-guardian attack 3 cost. Imposing Visage, yeah, okay, obviously. Imposing is a 3 cost, right? Yeah, imposing is a 3 cost. So yeah, that's much better. Yeah, we need the We are building Jarl without Mangle. First time in the universe. Yeah, so we move that to maybe... We move a D-React to maybe to add Unforgetting. We move Frostfang to maybe... And we cut a blue. And we cut an Imposing. We cut a Tiara Sunder. We can cut a Tiara Sunder, I guess. Or we can simply cut a Blizzard. Yeah, Aurora is no longer around. Let's cut a Blizzard. Jarl Ventridi, okay. I guess we want to go second. Guys, sorry for what you're about to witness. Yeah, okay. They took us out of the rough situation. So, Slip Through the Shadows. So, Slip Through the Shadows, we want the anti-aggro package. We obviously don't want Blessings. We want the Blizzards, though. We want the Blizzards, but I don't care for Pummel too much. Frostfang is great. No, don't leave. I guess we could be cutting a Mangle to add the Blizzard. No one wants to play with us today. No one wants to face Jarl. That's true. Aurora. Okay. Okay, Aurora is one of those decks where we would want to have access to AB, to Rampart, but we do not consider Aurora. I think it's the first time for me ever that we get so many people that simply join a game, and if it's not a matchup you want, they leave. I think it's honestly the first time for me. I've heard stories about that happening, but honestly no one wants to play. I guess it's not a hot season for a lot of players. I guess popularity in Talishar will skyrocket the moment we get the high seas spoilers. Bravo. Okay. I think I don't mind the blessings. Oh my freaking god, no one wants to play the game. Okay. Let's check out a few fang lists. Because I also think that Fang is in a quite good position right now. Syndra disconnected. Azalea, yay! I think versus Azalea we want to go first. I can play your piece versus Jarl and just leave Twitch. Okay, so... Wow. Okay, I've seen a lot of Fang lists. I don't like the huge commitment on the value red reactions. I don't really like that. And I also don't like that sometimes they go too deep with the attacks. I don't know how to feel about the 12 blues. 12 blues seem correct. And I think the 6 instants are somewhat required for the fast matchups. What's that generic? What's that generic that attacks for 1 and gets minus X when blocked? Cost 1, power 6. Yeah, there it is. Freewheeling Renegades. Maybe can you run that as a popper into Funk? Or is that plainly horrible? It's still on for 6, mainly as sideboard into Prism. Because I don't think you can afford to run cost and stuff. Okay, let's go hijack a game. Nah. There is no game to hijack. Riptide, let's go. I think we still won't go second. I think we won't sledge into Riptide. We can attempt to run Heart of Ice. Come on. What's happening today? FaB, please. Let's play some cards, Mr. FaB. I didn't really care about the Mangle. I think that's what I'm supposed to do. How many people left already? I think something like 8 or something. Tunic pouncing links, okay. We got the best opener. But we need to get... Oh. I think it's more important to... I think it's way more important to get rid of their Tunic rather than playing a good Dock and Old turn 2. So I think I'm simply going to set up the tempo play of kicking away 2 bad cards from my hand into crumble their Tunic. Not the best hand, but we can block with Felling, throw the Spinal. Block with Felling, throw the Spinal, Arsenal, the Carapace. And we'll have 2 Earth action cards and then an extra card to decompose the Carapace. Dragon Power, okay, so they are on the fealty line. As we described, block here. I don't expect a lot of hit effects out of Fang. The fealty deck gives them a few hit effects, but I don't really mind. They should have activated the Dragon Power FaB during their turn, during my turn, because now they could close the chain. No, it wouldn't matter much. Okay, dominate cranial, dominate spinal. I don't think it really matters because they have an increased deck size. I'm expecting a few defense reactions. So the way they navigated this hand to have a D-React in Arsenal is not out of this world. It's not completely unheard of. Let's open a pack while we wait. No expansion slot and any good Majestics! Yeah, they had the loyalty beyond the grave, okay. So they are into that. That's good to know. So that probably means they might run more than 4 to 5 D-Reacts if that's the case. We have a pretty clean Mangle next turn. I think I can decompose. I guess I can decompose, it's fine. And depending on their next attack, yeah, now I can simply set up the plow under. I think I prefer to set up the plow under rather than to set up a D-react. They're not running momentum. Or into weapon. I don't mind casting in the value. I don't mind casting in the value of plow under because they might play this way this whole game. They might try to play this old playstyle of FaB where they simply, whenever they get more than 2 cards in hand, they also deal 1 extra damage. So I don't want to fall too far behind on the value setup things because I'm expecting, because I'm playing Guardian at some point, to do a huge tempo swing, and on that spot I want to have my arsenal open in order to cast in a card. So losing a very good card is not the end of the world. That's the great thing about Jarl and Mangle, that this scenario is somewhat win-win. I don't mind that they double blocked the Mangle, and if they let it go through, I'm still fine as well. Because I'm more of a Guardian rather than... I'm more of a Guardian compared to an Elemental one-trick hero. We can get rid of the Tunic if we keep our hand. But that means I need to block with Carapace here, which is not the end of the world. I think I simply block with Carapace here. It's a good spot to... Arsenal a Frigid... Should we Arsenal a Frigid or a Blizzard? I think I should Arsenal a Frigid. But I guess I give them too much tempo. I guess we're giving them too much tempo here. I think I'll keep the Blizzard to regain the tempo because we take 3 here. Because next turn I want to simply block with a card. I guess what they're planning to do with Mask of the Poundsinglings is that they want to perform a huge turn with the pseudo Dragonic Art of War and Spreading Flames. So actually preventing them from doing that, it's a good game plan. And it's a very good spot too, because I will ask for a lot of resources next turn. There isn't... For me, it will seem quite wild if they manage to attack more than once. The only thing that really punishes me is if they do something like Enlighten Strike. And we have a fully fused Okenhold into Felling. Wow. And we will use the Blizzard offensively. They need to have a second blue. If they don't have a second blue this turn, there is no way they can play the game. I really want to regain tempo here. Because I can't use any of my cards to block. I really want to... Whatever damage they deal here, it's pretty much true damage. So if they pitch 2 reds here to attack, I'm fine. I'm fine by taking 4. Because I have some amazing turns afterwards. If they have another blue here, it's horrible. But that's perfect. That's fine. We take 3. So we took another 7 and now we have 2 very good turns back to back. And I think I'm simply going to set up Polar Blast. Or Winter's Bite. I don't need the Polar Blast. Yeah, I think I should set up a Winter's Bite. So hopefully we get good RNG with the Oakenold. I think I arsenal the Felling. I think I arsenal a Felling in case I don't get a blue. Okay, that's not the end of the world. I can sacrifice the arms in order to keep a good card in arsenal. I think that's a good trade. The question is, do I keep Plowonder or do I keep Oakenold? I have 1, 2, 3 Earth cards, so I will go up to 4, so I can activate Plowonder. So it's much safer to actually keep Plowonder. But the way they're playing, they're not keeping a card in arsenal. So I think I prefer to keep the Oakenold here. And we got Crumble to Eternity. Energy Epot, okay. I think we are supposed to fetch a -1 on Mask of the Pouncing Lynx, or I can simply fetch a Lake. I think I want to arsenal the Pulse of Weisenloft. So I can fetch a Lake. No, I can't really fetch a... I can't fetch a Lake. Do you have another Crumble? I have 1 more copy of Crumble, yeah. Let's threaten the Mask of the Pouncing Lynx. And now that's a very good thing to point that all of our double elemental cards are in the bottom of our deck, so we should never prioritize the third Oakenold now. And now we are getting to the spot where we simply want to threaten lethal as quickly as possible. We don't want to give them time to set up the Epot turn. And Eisenloft is a good card for Arsenal. Not the best. Decent. But I think the moment I get a Blizzard, I'm going to Providence away the Pulse of Isenloft or play it in order to get the Blizzard in Arsenal. Nice. Pop E-Pot. Let's think this through. So I can lake into Felling, but the way they played that, I don't think I care to do that. I think I'm simply happy with blocking into Felling. They popped the mask, okay. Yeah, no matter what they did, because of Stalagmite we prevented the Emberblade. And that's pretty much what you want to be happening. You want to be using the Stalagmite to prevent some damage you know you're going to take otherwise. I think I love our spot here. I think this game has been navigated very good. We are super close to threaten. We will be the first ones threatening lethal. They have no more setup cards. They used the E-Pot. We got pretty lucky with the Oakenolds this game. I think that's what gave us that big of an advantage. We got quite lucky with the Oakenold RNG, both in getting the double fuse cards, getting the natural Oakenold, and I guess with the random cards on the bottom, because that's the turn where they played the E-Pot. Okay. Do I want to remove Eisenloff? Not really. I guess we can just take some damage. That will what I'm doing now will probably ask for Suko. Yeah, I mean asking for Suko and the card and still have access to the defensive Pulse of Eisenloft, I guess it's fine. I mean, Winter Bite also destroys them, so maybe I was a bit greedy here. Because maybe they get a defense reaction and simply use the Dragon Scale path. Yeah, maybe that line was a bit questionable. Maybe it was strictly better to simply block Winter's Bite and attack. Because Winter's Bite asks for a card now. And yeah, but if they get a blue, they only lose a card. And they take 4. Taking 4 is not that relevant. While now they have no equipment and they lost some damage. I'm not sure it's close. I guess that's a good spot to play Blizzard, right? I guess that's a good spot to play Eisenloff. Yeah, I don't think I think this turns correctly. I think Blizzard here had a lot of value. Playing the lake was also good. Yeah, I need to take the 3 here. Yeah, I think that block was horrible. We would have achieved the same things if we simply had Blizzard. And now we don't develop a lake. We actually put ourselves... That turn was a horrible interaction. We should have simply played the Blizzard in the first attack and not grid out and see, or or take some damage and develop the channel. Because now we took damage and we didn't even develop. The only thing that our line achieved was the fact that we now have a Blizzard in Arsenal. And it feels like this game we haven't used our Tunic a lot. We need to add more cards that utilize Tunic. I think I want to set up the Spinal. The CNC setup is good as well, but I think I prefer to set up... Yeah, I think I prefer... Because we might get some... We will get some tempo Frostfang, so... Since we will get some tempo, let's simply use the Spinal. Okay, so we take... I think I will simply cast in the life. I don't think I'm in the spot where I need to care about having threats. I know we reach second cycle, but even random attacks now are close to lethal. And Frostfang will most likely ask for a lot of cards. I just don't want to get too low and be forced to block in a turn where I can set up lethal or I can set up a lot of disruption. But now, that's the great thing, they can't cleanly block it, they need to block with... The best thing they can do is block with 2 cards and have a blue to open the next turn and do something into weapon, something with natural go again into weapon. Or they can go down to 1, but I don't mind that because now even Hammer is annoying. And they keep a 3-card hand in order to try and maintain some tempo. I respect that. But I don't think realistically they can ask for more than 1 card. Ignite, that's a good opener. Okay, I think our decision is pretty clean here. I think we simply play a Wonder, so I need to be asked for lethal. We are expecting at least 3 more from the Ember Blade. And at least 3 more from another card. That's another 2. I don't mind that. Because now we can swing for 8. Is it better to swing for 8 or swing for 6 and heal 2? Oh, they're going to attack twice with a weapon. That's really cute. A very good line. I didn't see that. So I guess that forces our hand to be like that. But yeah, that's the thing now. I don't think FaB can play from a position where they need to be blocking with 2 cards every turn. At least 2 cards. I mean, this feels like a textbook game of what we want to happen in a Guardian versus Ninja matchup. So the only thing I disliked about our deck was the fact that we had a lot of Why am I decomposing again? Who knows? Yeah, and that's the thing now. They really hoped for two cards that can block. Cracker pack, let's go. Ember Blade. I think I think I prefer to keep a threat. I don't have many more. I think the only way they can navigate out of this game is if for some reason they block me out and my only extender is hammer for 4 turns or something. And I need to start blocking and I get... But I don't think they have the cards to do that. Expansion slot! Oh! We got an expansion slot! Second Warcry of Bellona. James White is telling me to play Bolton. And Majestics! No Majestics. Foil Orb Weaver Spinner at blue though is nice. I love that this card starts becoming a staple. I'd also love to see a Majestic card that creates Celicera. Oh look, we have defense reactions. Hey boy, how are you doing? Aurora, hopefully never again. Yo, what's up, Carlimo? Yeah, hopefully Aurora never comes back. I'm here chilling, trying to figure out a way to navigate this new meta game. We have lethal here, but I don't think it's relevant. Trying to figure out what to play in the ProQuest season. I'm really leading towards Azalea. I don't like Assassin again. I really want to play Guardian, but can't figure out a good way to combat Florian. I'm guessing the meta post Aurora pre-high season is gonna be Dirty Fiesta. Yeah, that's the thing. Happy I'm done with my ProQuest, yeah. You're really lucky. I think I would probably end up playing Aurora. If our ProQuest were the last weekend, I would probably play Aurora. But yeah, Jacob C won ProQuest on Saturday. I was on a Zazalia. It's a very good choice right now. I agree, yeah. I have a friend Adonis Kazouris that's coming over there that he told me that Jacob was with Azalea. Jacob always reads the meta quite well. I also agree. Yeah, and the Dreadbird destroys the Durdle. Yeah, that's the thing. Oh, this I think he was on Nu. I think he mainly plays Assassin. I don't think he was on Syndra. I think he was playing Nu. I don't know if he attended the event though. So maybe he simply didn't attend the event. But yeah, I also agree that Syndra is probably one of the few decks that has a good matchup into Florian and into the rest of the field. So maybe Azalea is a very good choice right now. I think the only problem is that maybe the deck is not consistent enough. What did you play, Carlimo? Were you on the Aurora train as well, or did you do the Bravo shenanigans again? Yeah, that's pretty much the textbook way that they have a chance to leave this situation, but I don't think they can do that. I don't think they can actually survive because they will. It's more likely that they will get fatigued. Okay, so now I know they don't have a D-React, so I can keep 2 cards and fuse, yeah. I got confused. I played a Greek player on Syndra. I thought he might be him because I didn't recognize him from my look and call like Alexandros. Yeah, I know that guy as well. I played Scepter Florian. Yeah, I was expecting nothing less. Carlimo. How do you feel the matchup spread is compared to the traditional Florian? Because I think it really depends on meta, because I guess you are much better into assassins in general, and you are much better into the mirror match, but is it worth it being worst into Prism? I mean, I don't know if it's a Greek thing, but we have a lot of local Prism players, so actually losing points to Prism feels like quite a drawback. But maybe you still destroy them and it doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't think they could ever get out of this situation. Yeah, if you get a big advantage, it's pretty hard for them to catch up. Okay, I was about to call the stream a day, but I got pumped. Let's do an Azalea game before we turn it off. It's these last games of the stream with Azalea where we get completely high rolled and think about our life choices. Dude! Oh my freaking god. Tucker, I hate you. Let's add all the horrible cards in our deck. Knock the Death Whistle. Who cares about knock? I don't know how to sideboard in this matchup. Nothing makes sense. Sixty cards of the gods. Let's go. 0% we're winning this game. Okay, so midrange versus Scepter for me is these factors. 1. Scepter is very favored in the mirror. 2. Aurora is almost a buy if they don't present the right equipment. 3. Midrange is much better for Prism, but Scepter I feel is still favored when 3 wins, 1 draw, split damage is bad for them. 4. If they present the right equipment and no AB, it's almost a buy. 5. Locals struggle with overly defensive deck. You make a lot of good points. No backend warning. If they present wrong, okay. If they present wrong equipment, yeah, I see. Yeah, I can totally get that sometimes that sometimes if they simply don't know how to navigate the matchup, or if they don't expect you to be OTK Florian, sometimes you just get free games. The thing I hate about Florian, mainly as playing assassin and decks that can get hacked. We got saved. We got saved by Jotrick. Yeah, so the main thing I hate when playing into Florian is that sometimes you know, but most of the time you won't know if they are on the OTK plan or tempo. So as assassin, can you play into Florian with 0 defense reactions? Because if you don't have 0 defense reaction, you literally have no chance. But if they are on the tempo Florian, it's really hard for you to outvalue them or to win the game if you never block for 4 with a card. But if you got like George Melly on Prism, that might be a problem, no. The Prism players were not like elite level. I mean, in our locals, George occasionally wins into Florian. Tucker, I think it's talishar. Oh, we're back. I feel like no matter what deck I choose to play, I will always be losing to Prism. That's really annoying. The matchup for Prism is definitely more playable now into Florian compared. No! Why didn't I put 1 block in arms? Assassin is very, very hard for Florian. I had 20 D-React something, I wanted to see it, and in 4 progress I saw 0 Assassin games, even though there were News and Marios there. I think one of the main reasons that I loved Florian at the beginning is how good the Assassin matchup felt. We don't have a book, we don't have a... I guess we can fetch... Okay. Florian is hard for assassins, yeah. Especially Scepter with 1 million D-Reacts. Yeah, and that's the problem. I mean, from the assassin perspective, when I see Florian, you know, sometimes my sideboard doesn't even have enough cards to cut all the D-Reacts. And sometimes I'm not even sure I want to do that, because afterwards, if they are tempo Florian, I want to be able to have D-Reacts to actually, you know, sometimes get the 4 value block. If you can't cut D-Reacts into Scepter Go lands, yeah. I think from the assassin perspective right now, I'm pretty locked that you are supposed to be running 2 copies of the Blue Dagger, like Arthur did. I think that's how you're supposed to navigate these matchups, because if they are OTK and you do not have the second dagger, like literally go lands. And if you side wrong, it's really bad. That's the problem. Yeah, the tempo OTK presence is a problem for opponents to sideboard. It reminds me of the endgame Briar, where you had Stan's done, Crown of Seeds Fatigue, and then Galaxy to go aggro Briar, yeah. I think we really need to find a buff here. We really need to find a buff for the Merkmire. Net went down, lol. I remember one player at Nuts was playing aggro, but he left Ripping Blade near deck box, lol. It was that bad. I remember doing that in MTG. I remember having some random sideboard cards that I never played and attempt to sneak show my opponent during sideboard, during a pre-game shuffle. But I was a kid. I remember like on the Eldrazi ramp or something, I was playing one goblin haster or something. One hasted goblin. And during shuffle I would show that and then check my sideboard again, cut it out in the sideboard and present my deck. But I think that's only, you know, I don't think these mind things ever work. I don't think you should ever consider yourself doing that. I don't think you gain anything. Buff from top, they don't have 9 block, GG. And also I think in Flesh and Blood, because the time is actually a resource, losing time or taking more time to think than you actually need is actually has a pretty bad impact in the game. It's just funny, yeah, I agree. Let's go. Find the buff. Find the buff! Bolting shot. I need to find the buff. I don't think I can attempt to keep anything else. I'll take that. I will take that. Imagine caring about Opt. Oh my freaking god. Where is Alex? Imagine caring about Opt. How is this not the best helmet? Should I pop boots to keep doing stuff? No. Because I have a setup and I have a Merkmire in hand. I think we're fine. I have the last Merkmire in my hand. Last one, right? No, there is one more Merkmire in my deck. The only bad thing with this line is that we reduce our chance of getting a popper. Can I block? Not really. I am with Alex on the cross-up horizon debate. What do you mean? Another unbeliever. You don't need to see the card in the top of your deck. You just need to feel the card in the top of your deck. Sorry, I will undo that. Yeah, I need to pop the quiver. Maybe if you have a Millennium Eye or you are a FaB Prince. Guys, you don't get that the more decisions you make during the game, the more likely you are to screw up. Okay, so why do you want to take decisions? Gigahead. Of course they attack twice with Triumph. The turn where we have down and dirty. That's the only RNG I really hate sometimes about Prism. That even if you try to accept the outvalue of the head, sometimes they simply attack with Triumphs and nothing matters. For instance, here, look, I can blind Azalea, or I can look the top card of my deck. I won't even look at the top card of my deck. I open with blind Azalea. Down and dirty is Compium. No! Um... Oh... No, I don't think I load the bolting shot, sorry. Sorry. I don't think I load the bolting shot. I'm cheating right now, I know, but I'm not loading the bolting shot. Okay, let's duke ourselves. Yeah, we cheated a bit, but just a bit. We cheated just a bit. We would have that information. We could have mapped out this turn if we simply opened with Scout the Periphery and not Miming. But... the end result is pretty much the same. Dreamweavers... they don't have a +2, right? Ah! Yeah, that was probably game over. That's how the deck plays. I hate Prism. I really hope Florian stays for 2 years in the metagame. And Prism players are simply copying, trying to find a way to beat the meta. I hate Prism, oh my freaking god. I get so salty always. I hit them with 2 Merkmires and it's still not enough. Oh, mad! Are we winning if we shoot for 10? Can we ever win this game if we shoot for 10? I don't think it matters. I don't think Dominate changes anything, because they can still block with Figments. LOL. LOL! Okay, guys, that was it for today. We'll be back tomorrow for some more games. I think we will keep the Monday streams pretty regular, and probably Tuesdays. Now for the rest of the week, I'm not so sure. So again, thanks for dropping by. I'll see you around. Have fun in your armories, have fun in your pro quest, and be safe. See ya.